woke up last Monday morning to discover I had been ravished by a sheep. Mr. Speaker, sir, a measure of abuse unheard of in the peaceful environs of my constituency. It is possible, sir, to hate the Prime Minister more than you love your country. It is possible to hate the Prime Minister more than you love your country.
Hey, bro. What? Oh, my God! Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday, October 28th edition of DLP TV, Honest Voices for the People. We are all on this panel trying not to go into laughter at what you saw in Parliament today. Perhaps that will be a full discussion on another show. Tonight, we want to first begin on a very serious note and to extend commiserations to our CARICOM neighbors, Jamaica, and of course, it looks as if this hurricane will touch other portions, other countries in the Caribbean. The only good news I've had, I heard a report on my way down, and a Jamaican reporter in Kingston was saying that for him and for his neighbors, it is not as bad as he may have expected. But I think he then referred to the rest of Jamaica, which got the brunt of it, or is getting the brunt of it. We in Barbados, we have felt bits and pieces in the past. This generation of Barbadians has never really felt the full force of a hurricane. And I heard the government pledging, I heard this evening, today, pledging that they will be sending the usual assistance. And for that, we are grateful as Caribbean people, and I'm sure the Jamaicans will be grateful that Barbadian people will be coming there. And hopefully the military, BDF, will be going to Jamaica to help in restoration. It's a pity that we express solidarity only in crisis, and that when we think we are out of crisis, we return to our respective individual houses and try to live individual lives in this Caribbean space. But we commiserate with our Jamaican brothers and our Caribbean brothers in the Northern Caribbean, and we wish them the very best. Our prayers will go out for them. Tonight, we are looking at an interesting topic, and this topic grew out of the last weekend's conference of the government at Queen's Park. And we have, you would have heard our song played at the top of this show, and we have adapted that to reflect the reality in Barbados. This is not about Labour leading Barbadians to any prosperity. We take the position, in the words of the song, that when Labour leads, Bajans bleed. And the people of this country are bleeding badly. And that blood is reflected in what we call the 5 C's that afflict Barbadians at this point in time. The first is crime. We all know how crime is affecting everyone in this country, not only those directly affected, but those indirectly affected. Because if you live in fear of crime, you are also a victim. So we will look at crime tonight. We must look at cost of living, one of those 5 C's afflicting the lives of Barbadians. There's corruption. And corruption doesn't necessarily mean that you caught someone with their hand in a cookie jar. Corruption relates itself to the abuse of power. And there is the abuse of power by this government on a daily basis. Just this week, a fire officer told me of a situation in which there is unjust, unfair supersession within the fire department. They opened a beautiful building last week, but within the beauty of that building, it appears as if there's injustice that is being visited on the lives, the professional lives of fire officers in this country. The 4th C, constitutional delay. We are now about to go into our 4th year, to complete our 4th year as a republic. And still, we do not have a constitution whose content is Republican. I say content. We have a Republican constitution, and I've said this so often, but you need to remind Barbadians of these things. We have a constitution that is Republican only insofar as that it is presidential. By that I mean, we used to have a governor general who was the British monarch's representative, and we have repatriated the head of state into exclusively and totally Barbadian status. So to that extent, the Constitution is Republican, but as to the content of the Constitution, it is still Westminster. And in this, what I call no man's land, we're not sure whether we're Westminster or Republican. So what do you have? You have dictatorial power emerging when we should have had constitutional supremacy. We now have the supremacy of a prime minister. The fifth C, I doubt we're going to get to the fifth C, but a culture of moral decay. That, I mean, this government, I'm going to accuse this government of sponsoring a culture of moral decay across Barbados. You've seen the behavior of people who ought to know better. You've seen the behavior of high government officials on festive occasions, doing things that really they ought not to be doing. They should be setting an example. But let me not go on for too long. We have an excellent panel, as usual, here tonight. To my immediate right is Damien Fanus. I have to tell myself, don't refer to Damien as young Damien Fanus. Damien, he is a young man, but he is a man in his own right. Damien is an attorney at law. He used to be an athlete, and a really good athlete. Came through the BDF program. We are honest voices for the people, and Damien gave personal testimony in a previous show a few weeks ago. And I tell you, Damien, you won so many friends and admirers after you gave that personal testimony. Welcome to the show, Damien Fanus.
Thank you, Comrade Leader. Nice to see everyone again on DLP TV, live on the water diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you. To Damien's right, in the St. James North by BUI election, this gentleman emerged. I think he had done some appearances with us, yes, on DLP TV, but he came to public attention during that election campaign. I mean, his first speech took this country, captivated this country. He is a medical doctor, entirely homegrown, Queen's College, Mona UWI. I don't think he will mind me saying that he preaches at his church. He plays the keyboards. This is a man, every parent wants a son like this gentleman, Dr. Elvis Wickham. Dr. Elvis Wickham, welcome to the LPTV.
Good night everyone on the panel. Good night, Barbados.
Thank you. To Dr. Wickham's right, another young man. Let me tell you, when I met this gentleman, he told me his story. And you know, you say it and you make no judgments of people. You let people tell their story, and you let people tell their honest story. And I have grown to admire this young man so much. He is going to be carrying the banner for us. He is our candidate in the city. Rowe is an entirely industrious, decent young man who I am absolutely certain, and I say this modestly all the same, he's a modest fellow too, who is going to win in the city. He has endeared himself to the people in the city. Last Christmas morning, when all of us were in our homes or close friends, this young man was in the city at 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, sharing out gifts to children in the city, and he had his tuck band with him and so on. And that is how he disposed himself on the day that is the day of most holy festivity, I think, in Barbados. Rowe, welcome.
Beautiful, sir. Happy birthday again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. To Rowe's right, we're not going to punish him for turning up late. But again, I think this young man, he is a lawyer. This next guest is a lawyer. I think I can call him a young lawyer. As long as you've been practicing for less than 10 years, I think you're described as a young lawyer. But apart from that, he has been a president of Wharton Football Club. I think I'm correct in saying that. A very conscientious young man, very articulate young man. And I met him last week and I said, look, you have to come back to DLP TV. You have so much to offer to young people in this country. You have so much to offer by way of your own ideas, by way of personal testimony. And I want to welcome our next guest to DLP TV. And he will tell us his name. I prefer him to say his name when he's...
Hello, good night, Barbados. Rasheed Belgrave,
Yes.
attorney at law. Happy birthday, or happy young day. Right? Happy young are better every day. Yes, we met last week. Held on to me hand.
Yes.
Tell me, hold on. He hot son, you know. Both of us wearing suits. Everybody else trying to get his attention. I still have my hand holding. And after about 5 minutes, you gotta come on TV. So, yes, sir. No problem. Once you get through this, son, anything can happen. So
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. There's some exciting topics on the list tonight, and I thought we could actually cover all.
Yes.
Make our contributions known to Barbados. And good night to you all.
Thank you. Thank you, young Rasheed Belgrave, former president of Wharton Football Club. Let's get into the discussion, gentlemen. We're looking at the 5 C's that confront people's lives, and they're not pleasant. I suppose we can start with crime. And I'm going to ask every panelist to begin by telling us, how is crime affecting him? Or you have a video. The director tells me we have a video first. Let us go to that video. Yes, please.
Investigations into a shooting which occurred about 10:45 a.m. on today, Monday the 20th of October 2025, along St. Barnabas Road, St. Michael.
Thank you very much. I did say tonight is going to be a fairly sad night in terms of our reflections, an introduction to the real lives of Barbadians. And we are Barbadians as well, and we are enduring the plight of most Barbadians. And as I said, tonight we're going to look at crime. And I want personal testimonies here. Obviously, no one on this panel has been robbed, shot, nothing like that. Actually, I saw a very interesting video this morning. It was a church service, and apparently the victims were held up somewhere in St. George, and the lady gave such moving testimony. I don't know if you saw it, Doc. You should see it. I'm going to show it to you when we finish the show tonight. And this man pulled a gun on them, and the male companion who was there asked the assailant, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And she was convinced it was not his voice. She was saying, "Look, that was the voice of God." And the chappie put away the gun, got back into the car and left. And she gave such moving testimony. And part of that testimony, Dot, reminded me of Romans 8:38-39. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. I think that's it. Yeah, Romans 8:38. I want some personal testimony. How is crime affecting these 4 gentlemen who are with us tonight? Directly through assault. I know, Rasheed, you work in the courts, you do criminal work as well.
Yes,
or is it indirect? Is it the fear that whenever you get out, you leave your car, you're looking around in the supermarket car park, you park at home, you're looking around to see who's coming? How is crime? Let us relate to the average Barbadian. How is crime affecting us? Who goes first? Doc, you're looking at me.
Well, I have in the past, some years prior, had personal incidents in terms of crime. Won't get into the specifics. So I have been a victim of crime on more than one occasion in the past. In terms of what's happening presently, yes, you're definitely extra vigilant. You're definitely extra vigilant. There's certain places that you go, you're a little sharper. And I mean, typically, I tend to be situationally aware. That's me. I like to be aware of my surroundings, escape routes, that kind of thing. You know, in building, how will I get out here? That's typically me, and I've been so for years. But you're right. You know, in the car park, you move a bit more quickly. You may pause, delay getting out of your vehicle because you see a suspicious looking person passing nearby. When you get home, you get out of your vehicle quickly, get inside, lock the door. You know, make sure your doors are locked whenever you're driving around, because my sense is that a number of the crimes that take place against individuals are crimes of opportunity, not necessarily that a chap left home looking for person A, but you know, you're driving by in your vehicle, you know, lady has a bag on her shoulder, press brakes, get out, pull that bag, gone. So we have seen videos like that. So it's definitely a bit more vigilant. You move quickly to try to limit your exposure, and pray God keep you safe. But do the things that I can personally do to reduce exposure. Even leaving home at night, you know, I leave home with minimal, you know, and other things that I would do personally that I would disclose on the show. But you're definitely extra vigilant. I'm definitely vigilant, and it's something I also have to advise my children about. You know, when there are out, granted limited situations there, but I have to teach them to be aware. You know, I have to say to them that the Barbados that they're growing up in now is very different from the one that I grew up in when I was their age.
It is your last segments that catches my attention. The Barbados that you grew up in, and you're a young man, and in spite of your age, you're seeming to identify a different time. And I will therefore come to Rasheed and ask Rasheed, you're a young man too.
Yes, I could obviously shed some light on the change in time.
Yes, that is what I want to hear from you.
Basically, yes, I do a lot of criminal law, like court and low court. Do violent crimes as well, murders, firearm crimes as well. And I would say that the mentality of the youngsters, call them youngsters, is bracket basically 21, 25, 18. The mentality is different. What I'm saying is that from the doctor's standpoint, I grew up in a certain area of Barbados, so I could say back then, if someone is shot at, they're shot at. And probably does it.
You don't mind me asking your age then?
38.
38, okay. Still a very young man.
Yeah. In today's climate,
yes,
the mentality has become brazen and more deadly in that the shooters don't just shoot you, they're coming back and to ensure that you endure your pass. Right?
Yes.
Spot. Case in point, you had a situation where the bar was shot up in Nelson Street. From what you understand, the shooter shot at the bar, reload, and came back.
All right. Now, that's pending. So let's not give details.
Right. No,
I don't want them to call you to give evidence.
No. We're not being professional. Speaking what in the Barbados information.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is just information.
Yes.
And we can say allegedly just to qualify any statements. Senior. So there was also this situation, this Nelson situation, which started from a club.
Rasheed, you're giving us a lot of details.
Might be talking. You want real, you want fight, you want crime, or you want chat fuck over the situation, because it's a very serious situation. The reason why I'm giving these examples is because the generation now is more deadly and more serious. Yeah. So the mentality is where we need to fight.
Tell us about the generation, but don't refer to specific incidents.
But all right. So what I'm saying is that generationally,
they're more brazen.
More
violent,
more bad. So we need to target the mentality of these youngsters. No.
Tell us about this mentality then.
The mentality is aggressive, and they're not exercising their God-given right to think. what
Right.
they see. They're more following what is going on.
Yes.
They're feeding into this street culture.
Yes.
They're listening to a lot of drill music, so to speak.
Drill music.
Drill music,
Mhm.
right? So they're feeding into things that are hardening them. Why? Because they feel that they're in an environment where they need to be hardened. So this is where we should come in as a party, social democratic values, to create
Lovely.
this pathway to
Lovely.
at least pop the balloon to get
Right.
some of them up.
I'm going to come to that. The social democratic philosophy that we embrace.
Yes. So just to split this into,
Yes.
we got preventative care,
Right.
where we try to help them before they get into trouble,
Mhm.
and we got aftercare, basically get charged with something and we need to help them. So this is what I would advocate for, using my profession, right?
Yes. We're going to come to that. We're going to come to that, Rasheed. Be patient. We're going to come to that. I wanted to go to your left. You used the word aggressive. They're more aggressive. And I wanted to ask Dale Rowe about that. Dale is representing an urban constituency. And admittedly, Barbados may still have that urban-rural difference in attitude, lifestyle. In fact, let me ask you this, Dale. I know at one point, and this is no secret, we talk honestly here. At one point, you may have been courting a rural constituency, and you have been made a successful candidate in the urban Barbados. Is there a difference between the urban and the rural in Barbados in terms of attitudes, or all the young people now pretty much the same?
We might think so. That is the difference.
That we might think so.
Yeah, we might think so.
Mhm.
However, like Comrade Rasheed rightfully said, they just want to build their CV. So building their CV is basically how many charges they can get.
Really?
How many murders?
So when you say build a CV, you mean build a CV around crime? It's like
professional CV.
really?
Yes, sir. Because the more shootings these individuals might pull,
Mhm.
they will always get recruited by bosses and bosses.
And what is the reward for recruitment?
All depends on
The task.
the task.
Yeah, you mean there are people who make money from crime?
5,000, 10,000, 20,000. It can go all the way up.
So the aggression then is related to
Poverty, lack of money.
lack of money.
It's just money. They need money. Broken home.
Yeah.
Your father in the household.
Yes.
Our father, if the father is in the household, the father in another prison, and you just grew up seeing that kind of lifestyle.
Yes.
You just need upfront money. So one canvassing persons might say, so young people might say, "You pay me for my vote?"
Yeah.
Because the mentality is money.
Everything relates to money.
So they were at Spokesperson school.
Mhm.
Some left school without CXCs. They can't get employment.
Yeah.
And if they do get employment, 1050 at 24 hours is not worth it for these guys. These guys prefer to go sell weed, sell pills, fast money.
Fast
Don't
money.
crime.
Just to touch on
Yep.
that point.
Yes,
and
yes,
just,
please.
Just to reinforce it, is this mentality of I don't want to work for 2 weeks to make $1,000.
Yes.
I want $1,000
No.
Right now.
right now. So if Fanus gonna hire me to get at this person, so that's the mentality. Like we gotta go back to the days when you go earn and keep, and work hard to achieve, right? And not just bam $1,000 a day.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it doesn't teaches you to manage your money. If you earn $1 million over a period of time, you know the kind of effort you put in to make that money, you know how you can spend it. If you get $1,000 a day and you don't have to catch the bus, you don't have to buy the lunch for the last 2 weeks, you don't know how to spend that money.
So you're talking values,
But
Rasheed.
more
Work ethic. Yeah. Damien, I wanted to come to you. I listened to the last two speakers, and they're hinting that, especially Dale, that there may be a relationship between poverty and criminal wrongdoing. You think so?
I believe so, and the statistics prove that as well. The Criminal Justice Research and Implementation Unit in the Attorney General's office,
Yes.
they highlighted that in those gang-affiliated incarcerated persons, 27% of them said that money was a driving factor for them
Money.
to go out and strong on somebody to get their possessions or to commit a murder because they're being paid to do it and they're getting something out of it. And in the mere fact that's linked to poverty. So then you have the driving force of not having, driving you out there to go and take from individuals who might have. Even though that person that you're taking from might have done a hard day's work, have their bills to pay, have their children to support, you are snatching from them. And in a sense, perpetuating the cycle where that you were taken from the most vulnerable so that you can live a life that basically is above the means that you are comfortable with. So money, yes, is a driving force. So then we now have to see how we can impact individuals, not only economically, but I guess psychologically, to respect what you have and what you work for, and not to go out there and take because you believe that fast money is the way to go, so as to support your lifestyle.
I want to look at. Doc, you wanted to, or you were just reacting?
Well, yes, something that Dale said.
Yes, please.
You know, in terms of leading to this scenario that we have, this crisis, is that, you know, he mentioned about no father in the house, and you know, sometimes it might be a case where the father is visiting, but the absence of fathers. Take note that since the beginning of 2019, we have lost to violent death over 270 men in this country since the beginning of 2017. Over 270.
In 8 years?
7 years.
7.
Yeah. 270. 270. Over 270 males we have lost to violent deaths. Not to mention those to suicide and those to vehicular accidents, most of whom are male. Many of these men, I suspect more than half of them are fathers, including fathers of young children. In the case of the homicides, the perpetrators may themselves be fathers as well. Caught, they're in jail.
So you lose some to death and some to prison. And the end result, we have many children, including young boys, growing up without that father. Rasheed, you use a term. I wanted to look at some of the cultural influences. And you used the term, I did not wish to interrupt you in. You used it, but I'm going to ask you now. Drill music. A lot of your audience is older than you are. That television audience there, they're a lot older than you. Please tell them what is drill music.
Well, let me just say, hopefully the fan base expand to far away the younger audience.
Yes, but let us cater to let us cater to those 20 or 25 years older. What's drill music?
Okay. When
for that audience, drill music is the music you hear on the parade band with the.
We're being very cautious.
Is this something you can say, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they'll mention that they go on these things for money, right?
Yes.
Do things for money. So, drill music is basically the replacement of a hardcore regular or dark sound music from back in the day. Going on a drill is actually what they call it.
Really?
Or going on a lick. Right? Going on the lick or going on the drill.
So before you go on this to lick, Doc, you listen to music. You know, in Vietnam, in Vietnam, coming to you shortly, Dale. I once spoke to a Vietnam vet, and he used to listen to music before he went out on a mission. He said it was so dangerous. You had to shape your mind. And he did something else too. But he used to listen to music as well.
Because you're going to commit an act that is indefinite, permanent.
Yes.
So some will cycle itself through. You want to mention it? Drugs?
Yes.
Mollies?
Yes.
Right? Pills? That's the thing now. Back in the day, probably would be, you got people so dope. You smoking that dope. No, popping pills. Right? So it's a combination of popping pills and the music, which is influencing them. And
music influencing.
Yes.
I wanted to hear that, to remind people, and Doc, he plays music at his church, so that we remind our audience as to the power of music. Music actually has a power. Yeah.
Yes.
So if a chappie is going to listen to music before he goes and does that dangerous thing, that is to admit that music is powerful.
Yeah. Not only before they go and do anything, like because they have nothing else to do at the time, it becomes a routine.
Yes.
So for the whole week, that's all it is. Yes.
So it's working on the mind.
Yeah.
The music.
Same music, you know. Same music, same songs. You leave there, let me say you go on a cruise, the same thing. You're drinking alcohol, you're drinking brandy, and you're the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And the mentality now is that you're so engrossed in this lifestyle that if you go to the supermarket, you go walk, will you protect it? Right?
With your what?
Protected.
You
burner.
You're illegal, unregistered, not valid firearm. Right? So it's a point where you go into these events and certain places, you're not only endangering people's lives because if you're a target and somebody comes for you.
Yes.
So that's something I would like to speak about too in terms of the law. To punish people that you involved in an incident with other fellas, but you still attending certain events, so you put other people at risk. Right? So I think that's something that the law should really take into consideration. That should be an aggravating factor. Right? You having a weapon in a public place is an aggravating factor in the crime. Putting yourself in the situation, because I think Jamaica and Trinidad, but they have some good gang legislation, and when you expose other persons to violence, right?
Yes.
That should be considered.
What an aggravating factor. Yes. Yeah, because they're part of society.
Yes, and you going out in society know that you want it or you're a target. Obviously, they got somebody that brazen enough that may fire at you and hit somebody else. Right? There's a situation where the man tell the fella put on each other. Yes, that's the mentality deal with. So when you earlier when you said not to mention certain things, I understand in terms of safety. But at some point in time, you got to address this very, very direct, so direct that you may go say some things that may rub some people the wrong way.
Doc, you're a musician, and I wanted to go back to this thing about the power of music. He just introduced you to drill music. I hope you never heard of drill music before.
I'm learning.
Yours is a different kind of music on Sundays. You've been of the view that music has this power, this mind altering, mind influencing power.
Definitely. There is
even without hearing about drill music.
Yes, even without hearing about drill music, that is of my belief. There is a field of psychology called music psychology.
Okay.
And there are persons who specialize in that. So in Barbados, I do know of some years back of a Barbadian who studied in that area. So music is indeed powerful, conditioning your mind. Even when I studied a lot, and when I do studies now, or when I'm at the office working with some fellows, I have some music playing in the background to set a particular atmosphere. I'm no learning of music, but something calm. Then there are other times, depending on how you feel, you want something with a little more drum in it, a little more bass line, and so music can condition your mind for a lot.
I think people need to hear this.
Yeah, music can definitely do that, and it's one of those things that as a younger person, you have to be careful what you put in.
Yes.
Because as Dale follows night, what goes in does come back out. It comes back out.
Dale, parenting, and I come to you because there are 3 parents on this panel. That's you, the doc, and myself. We're parents. And welcome to the club, Rasheed. Sorry.
So I'm the odd man out there.
Yes, you're the odd man.
Okay.
Get to work.
Yeah.
Do we as parents then, and we're talking to the public here as well, do we listen to what our children are listening to? Should we be listening to what our children are listening to today? 100%. So you would sneak into the bedroom and you want to hear?
Honestly, I don't sneak into the bedroom. So my evening.
It's your house. You walking in.
My evening routine. I go on the bed and I just lay there.
Yes.
While they're on their devices, I'm there.
Yes. Are you monitoring?
I'm monitoring.
And I want you to advise us all what music are we going to be avoiding in our children's lives? What are we hearing that we should say no, turn off that?
From a true story, my life. At one point, the same drill music, when I was younger, we would listen to all kinds of dub. And when we listen to this dub, we get to school and we get in trouble.
That in your day,
it was
that was considered the negative one, the dangerous one.
Yeah.
And that had that had a negative impact on me and my friends.
Yes.
When I got a bit older and then I become a parent, and then I started to do research, then I realized that these things actually play on your subconscious mind. So subliminally, these things send in different frequencies to the brain, because the brain is a transmitter. So you send in different frequencies, and those producers know.
Yeah, the sound engineer.
The sound engineer
know
the frequency that they put inside of these beats. So then it activates certain behaviors. So on the morning, I like to listen to Black Cartel, all these kinds of music, 50 Cent. I would listen to them, squash all of them.
You have Rasheed killing it out there next day.
The reality, I would listen to them. I only put so much into my brain.
So much being in terms of time?
Meaning
5 minutes.
On the morning, when I take in school my daughter,
yes,
we listen to everything uplifting, some Bob Marley,
right?
Anything about goals, ambition. So that's the stuff that we listen to on the morning.
Justice.
Input is output.
Yes, true.
So what you put in, what you can get out.
Right.
So on the morning, we listen to motivational stuff, because how you start your morning, it actually set the tone for the entire
day. Yes. So
if I start the morning vexed, upset, and then you listen to that kind of music, you will have a problem. So a lot of the problem will come in the secondary schools when these children get on the van and they hear all of this music. They don't have breakfast. They haven't had breakfast.
Yes.
They know left home, mom going through financial struggle. You go into the van.
Yes.
You are exposed to this music. You see the van get pulled over. The conductor or the driver listen to the police for 2 minutes. As soon as the police turn the back, the driver continues to play the music.
So they're police officers who actually stop people from playing the music?
And then when you get to school, you are on that high. Because the music gives you high. Get you high. Either a good high or a bad high.
Yes.
So when these children get school and they're on that high, how are they going to settle or focus in class? So it's important that parents should pay attention to what their children are listening to. There's so many different subliminal messages in these songs, and if you are you as an individual, and you cannot, manage it. So for me, I can listen to anything and it would not influence me.
Right.
But that does not happen. That may not happen for Doc. That may not happen for Rasheed. So we now as parents, need to be extremely vigilant. Yes. Because it's all over TikTok, all over AG. It is all over.
It's all over.
All over.
Yes, Rasheed.
Just to interject, what I find, especially in 2021, is a stark distinction. Meaning, back in our day, you would have listened to music, cassette tapes, CDs. We drive on a van, we catch the van, we listen to what van play. John Doe playing for the morning, right? Juggling for the morning. But no, the children nowadays don't really listen to music. They're always watching YouTube and blogs. So
on their phone
or tablet. And it is inseparable, because you leave the child by themselves and they get to mischief. But the child on the tablet, you could govern what they're doing in that specific area. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but that's just how you manage taking care of your child now. And we realize that you don't just listen to music, they watch. Before you would have watched a cartoon, but now they watch somebody narrating the cartoon or narrating the video. So you don't just be watching Levis, for example, for ear's sake. You don't just be watching Scooby-Doo. You be watching a video with this person saying, oh, Scooby-Doo met Scrappy-Doo and jump over a wall, they found Daphne. So you watch it. I'm serious. Like these videos nowadays, because
you made it back just now.
But what you realize that Naruto and what's these animations?
Naruto, they got Bleach,
Baki.
Baki.
I can't remember, but
I want you all to go slowly because you have an audience there that must be fast. No, that must be intrigued by what you're teaching them.
Right. So they will know their grandchildren then.
Yeah.
When they see their grandchildren on the tablets, just know they're watching some things, these videos, right? But one point I just want to make.
Yes.
A lot of these videos nowadays infused with a lot of transgender references and a lot. Yeah, like encouraging
Normalizing.
to normalize the behavior. Right now, up to you wherever side the fence you want to be, left, right, or on the fence. But I mean to influence children.
Yeah.
You only get to be a licensed driver at 18. No, right? You only allowed
18 or 16.
16.
You vote at 18.
Right, you couldn't vote at 18. You couldn't join the army at a certain age. You couldn't do certain adult things at certain ages.
Right.
So we influencing children. So you gotta be cautious, not just listening to the music, but watching these videos nowadays because there are a lot of transgender. I don't want to say LGBTQ. I don't want to name the group, but this whole thing about changing gender and boys becoming girls and like then you gotta try to explain to your child. You gotta eradicate the confusion.
Yes. Damien, one of our colleagues here spoke about the police officer. I think Dale was talking about the subliminal messages.
Yeah. And
there was one that he mentioned and may have passed over it in terms of the police officer telling the driver, turn off the music. And when he gets out of the sight of the police officer, it comes back on. That's another subliminal message there. The defiance of authority, so that the child sitting in that van sees the police officer, his uniform, and the driver goes around the corner. What he has ordered means nothing. That's another subliminal message. The disrespect for authority, is it not?
Yeah, and you might even see in certain instances when the van is being reported, the driver or the conductor might actually speak kind of aggressively to the officer themselves.
The driver.
Yeah, the driver.
And the children are seeing this.
And they're seeing that, and it's an act of defiance. So, what you pull me over for, blah, 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 turn on the music, and they let him go, stoops them out, fly off the hand. And as soon as they get out of sight, they turn back up the music. And this is something I've seen for myself when I was going to school, when I was catching the popular vans, being a part of that van culture, believe it or not.
So, so you were finished?
No,
no, go on, please.
So to tack on to Dale's point in regards to the music and the subliminal messages, in the dancehall space, and Dove being a subset of dancehall itself, Dove was a very aggressive type of music because then you had artists back in the day, like say back in the early 90s and stuff. You had Beanie Man, you had the Bounties, you had Mad Cobby, you had the Mercilesses, and they Spagga bands, and they used to sing about there was guns and violence, and also they had like lyrics that was very violent towards people who were homosexual and stuff like that. And then when you got into the early 2000s and the 2010s and stuff, the alliances, the cartels, the Movadas, when I will tell you something about Jamaican sound engineers and stuff, they are very, very, very talented, because then when they put a lyric to a bass line, they engineer in such a way that when that lyric is married with that bass line, you could only just sit down and be mesmerized at how good this song sounds, and it then influences you to do an act out, whatever that is. And I've seen people when I was out partying in my days, when I got to my little fets or even a dub or whatsoever, you would see people like you could tell who is the body that can come and do stupidness.
Really?
Yeah, you could tell. You could look and see. Because you could
facial.
See not just facial, how the reacting to the music, how the dancing, and then the holding the space for the stuff. And if anybody just happened to come into that space and touch them, whacks across the head. It's not to step on the shoe, right? You know not to step on the shoe. So we found us that we, as Barbadians, we tacked on to that dancehall space, that culture.
Damien, the music would have influenced this.
Yeah.
The music by itself, or music and some other.
There's other influences to it.
Music would have been one of them.
Music would have been one of them. And if you have a reputation as well, and you out with your crew, you understand me? You got support. You got backative. You understand me? And you feel powerful in that moment when you out with your boys and stuff, or you out with your girls, you got that reputation, and you see somebody that you don't like, and you tell yourself, if he just move wrong tonight, he can feel it.
Or you may just go hear the right song.
Or just play the right song. Yep, you understand me? So we tacked on, to me, I always tell myself that we as Barbadians, we tend to borrow culture a lot, right? We tend to borrow culture a lot.
So from where did we borrow this culture?
Jamaica. You know,
the engineers, the sound engineers, they all tell me knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they know what they were doing.
So there was a certain deliberateness about this.
I wouldn't say is a certain
part of the engineers.
Well, the part of the engineers not to obviously make you be violent and then engage in sexual promiscuity or what's not, but they knew when they made their rhythms, right? They knew the market. They knew the market they were targeting.
And the question was this to make money, or was this
just to make money? Just to make money, but a byproduct of that.
Byproduct was the behavior.
Was the behavior. Plus, when you made the rhythm and the rhythm sounded good, you knew the type of artist you were going to get on it. Especially if the rhythm sounded good, it was popular enough. You were going to get the bigger
sounded good or sounded powerful?
Powerful, good. It sounded like it would
influence your behavior.
Influence a commercial success, because the more commercially successful rhythms are the ones that really influence the behavior, because those are the and those are the ones that will get more spins. Those are the ones that can get the dub plates. Those are the ones you can go to Jamaica and you can pay a little $200 US, $500 US or whatever and get the artists that were on the rhythm to come and big up your name on as a DJ on the rhythm itself. So these engineers knew what they were doing, not in the sense of influence behavior, but the commercial side of making the money and to attract the artists, that the popular artists that would come and tack on to the rhythm. It is an art in itself. So yeah,
I would have to ask then a question that takes a very daring answer. If music is capable of causing these behaviors, can you censor the music in a democratic society?
Well, I remember usually there was the hardcore song, and then there was the basically sanitized version. I know that in some radio stations used to play the sanitized version, right?
So that's a form of censorship in itself.
It is a form of censorship in itself because the lyrics were so derogatory or they were so violent.
Would you support that limited censorship, keeping it off the?
I think it's something that still goes on today, and it should still go on today.
That
because there should be the obviously the hardcore, but the sanitized version,
radio version, and the underground version.
Right, the underground version. The underground version should not be played on the vans where the children can hear it.
Do you support censorship in that way?
100%.
100%. Doc, you would support censorship as well?
Definitely.
But we want to look at the reality. The reality, these guys make their money through performances.
Yes. Yes.
So the hotter the song is as it relates to the gun violence.
Yes.
So I have a Jamaican friend, Jamaican artist, and he sings only gun violence. And he makes a lot of money.
He knows his audience.
He makes a lot of money.
These live shows, you mean?
Yeah. And he do not have an illegal firearm. He's not involved in anything that related. When my man leave Jamaica and come here, all that happens, the bosses that run blocks will call and say, well, I want to see XYZ. He go, he get some alcohol, he get some food, and they pay him loads of money to perform, facts, the cruises. So promoters, actually who really pushing this music.
Right.
And the radio stations censor it. But like Damien just said, when you have the DJ and the DJ is booked to do a promotional CD, the DJ will want to use his dub plates like Damien said.
Yeah.
So while you mix and master and you're gonna go use that plate, which is the rawest version.
The rawest version.
And you cannot control who buy that CD.
Nope.
Because when you put it there, people buy it. Once they like it, they're gonna play it all the time in the van.
And that's what DJ makes money.
And that's what DJ makes his money.
But back to this, I don't want to name him, but back to an artist who is deliberately promoting or producing this, or performing this kind of music. except that he's not involved in the lifestyle
at all.
So he's exploiting.
And all of the artists doing right now. All of the
So for them, it is money.
It's money.
It's money.
But there's an audience out there that's falling victim to it.
You know, it's sad to say that the Christian music don't make as much money. Gospel.
Right.
And it's reality.
It's a reality.
That's
and these guys, all of the youngsters want to be an entertainer. When you drive through all over Barbados, a lot of youngsters into singing. So that's where you will see the inter-school sports, all the youngsters started to chant. So that is a form of a dance hall, because that is the, like Jamaicans had the clash, what the clash called? Where Vibes Cartel and Mavadi Sting.
Right.
So we then duplicate Sting at the inter-school sports, where the schools gonna be dissing other schools. So a lot of the children into this for entertainment purposes, just make money. And is the reality.
I won't use the word censorship. No, I will play the sanitized version.
Play the sanitized. Well, that's a form of censorship.
Yeah, but
if you're sanitizing it and making it palatable or acceptable,
it down to suitability on the radio.
For radio,
which you understand. But to use the word censorship, persons may feel that, Ralph Thorne become prime minister, he sings all the music. You don't want to get that impression. You want to say, well, we prefer the sanitized version than the negativities.
Right.
But also, I mean, this is something you can pursue as a government. If you can squeeze out some resources.
I want you to go there. How should the government deal with this issue?
Boy.
So no one getting comfortable.
Right, so
camera too.
Okay, so just looking at what happened over the last couple of months, right? The government said that there was a bit more of the bounty in the coffers, so everybody could get $300. Right? So looking at that, the average person, we speaking generally, not politics, but generally, the average person would say, there's some extra leave back, right? But the perception is there's some extra resources left back to use.
Yes.
So if you want to counterbalance the negativity, I wouldn't drop a hammer on the music, but I would use a counterbalance in terms of promotion of positive music. No, like Dale said, Christian music don't get much play, right? But it's not to say that the youngsters are going to be singing Christian music, not disrespectful. They were saying probably more conscious music, like Richie Spice, Lazy Richie Spice.
So tell me something, Bob Marley doesn't play with these young people now. He still has a name among young people.
Yeah, as a juggernaut, but every country
as a what?
A juggernaut, a pioneering.
Right.
A monolith.
But if you streamline it down to know, you will get the Richie Spice,
Sizzlers,
Chronics. Sizzler's still a little.
Well, he's still yes,
sure. You would get Chronics and who's the ones that like humans. I can't remember.
But any of those names you call are Barbadians, or are they all Jamaican?
No, they're Jamaicans.
Jamaican. So there's a form of cultural imperialism there.
Yes, but
cultural penetration.
Yeah, no, but listen. Barbados, we embrace a lot of, you mentioned earlier, we embrace a lot of foreign and regional music.
Yes, we always have. I mean, country and western was on Barbadian, and the whole generation embraced that.
Okay. But I went to Dominica last year, right? And when we get on the bands or whatever, you could hear them playing the bouillon music, boom, 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 playing the local music. Whereas in the bands here...
Dominica, you say?
Yes, Dominica. Dominica, the Carnival last year. Here we began at ZR. You know much people we already get ZRs. But we began at band on ZR, you can hear dancehall music. Every turn on the radio, slam like 5.3, you can hear
dancehall music.
Right? You can hear calypso all year round.
True.
You can hear soca all year round.
True.
But if you get Trinidad, you may hear some. Trinidad is heavily influenced with dancehall as well. But you can hear a little bit more soca. So what I'm saying is that as the government, we should lead the way. For more local music. More conscientious music.
Right? I like that one.
It may not hit as hard as the dancehall music, but at least every create a market for the artists that don't get the popularity. They need a push. That's needed. In a competitive market, you need a push. If you run in a race against Usain Bolt, you need some help. You need some assistance. You need to take something extra, but you don't win in the race. So if you compete against dancehall, you need to put those
You got to chip away at it.
chip
chip
away
away
at
at
it.
it, yeah.
So it's not going to happen overnight. But if you put a framework in place that you could promote some local artists,
Yes.
you could get that. That's like you're in the military and your reaction to it is putting to violence is putting flooding the street with police and soldiers, right?
Mhm.
You can't just take a
A hammer. Slash.
heavy hammer approach.
Yeah, repression doesn't solve the problem.
Good. So you don't want repressive music, but you provide a counterbalance. A
Right,
conscientious
right,
counterbalance.
right,
So
right.
the same you could listen to hear myself blaze. Everyone reverse you.
What's the one in Dominica called again? You mentioned it just now.
Bouillon music.
Bouillon?
Bouillon.
Bouillon. Okay.
I put it in my mouth.
Mm.
They carry on that still. Don't just approach the region from a political one. You know, get them.
Yeah. Get cultural.
Shake a leg.
Get regional.
Yeah, I mean, go get permission from home. But
Yeah, I would have to, yeah. So you're pushing the case then, and we're still talking crime.
Yeah.
The forms of music that will influence good behavior. And you will hope that if you save 1 out of 10, you've done well.
Yeah.
So
I
that's where you would begin then, Rasheed.
Yes, I don't want to use the
By
word
counter-
social conditioning, right?
No, not social conditioning.
I don't want to use those words, but we need a strong influence, no. Because
Right.
in the schools, but listen, you got little children know.
So
Mhm.
sorry to cross you. So we are fighting a losing battle. That's your position, and we need to counter that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of entertainment and its connection to criminal wrongdoing
We was
Because
fighting a
we still
losing
on
battle
crime.
from when it was
I
11.
want limited
and negative behaviors.
I want limited to entertainment. Right? But
No, we are on entertainment. We are music. We are music.
Right.
Music as a negative influence.
Across the board, yes, we lose in the battle.
Yes.
We are.
Because
Yeah.
yes, the music, that
Yeah.
song is very dominant.
Mhm.
What's show coming up? No,
That's a very serious statement.
Sure.
To say that we are losing the battle.
but
I mean, we have to confront these truths.
yes, and it is a truth.
And your position is that we are losing the battle.
In terms of this the dominance of the music
Right.
in Barbados.
Yes.
You can have proper poor year,
Yes.
right? And I don't think it would be a major competitor to dancehall,
To dancehall.
because you can hear dancehall at FX, you can hear dancehall in bands, you
Right,
can hear
right,
dancehall
right.
on
So it is
slam and
pervasive.
country.
And
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you when you said something about little children. We have little children. I wanted you to go back there. Dale, I'm going to come to you after Rasheed talks about this.
Right. The influence is filtering down into the behavior of these children nowadays.
Children, give us some
Children,
ages.
I talking about 8, 9, 10
Yeah.
that could be disrespectful.
Who are
Yeah.
into this music?
Yeah, like the into being an adult before the time.
Precocious.
Right, precocious. Because they're listening to not only just music, but
And
the
I
car,
tell that.
sorry, not to put you on the spot, right? But you know the car and they're playing Vibes Cartel. You know,
Black
you know,
Vibes Cartel.
Black Vibes Cartel. You know, change it to 92.9 or something or DSM or something. You listening to that music with your son or your daughter in the vehicle. And then when your son or daughter go to school, what do you think the conversation is?
Yes. About what he heard in the car.
About what you heard. Oh, when I gotta pick up my son, right? I sit in my car and listen to some of these children talking. I'm talking about these songs. I said to myself, if you know you were like that, you should be horses. Class 2 or class 3. You're gonna get a class 2.
Yeah.
You understand? So you just we hear about them children. But I know, don't give you on this, right? But when you part with this school song, just sit and listen.
And listen.
I got 2 boys.
Mhm.
I sit and lay on my bedroom. Listen to these songs. Right? I don't go interject. Right?
Listen to them talking.
Listen to them
And that's a whole lesson for you.
Jesus, look, I just learn about music.
Yeah.
Listen to me, right? I don't know, you may not know who's King Vaughn, right?
Oh yeah, the rapper serial killer. Oh
King
boy.
Vaughn.
King of drill boy.
Where's he
Yeah.
from?
He's from
America.
Chicago. I think Chicago. Or Block, Chicago.
Very popular artist. Or Block is like
What genre is he doing?
Rap.
Rap.
He says he still dread.
genre.
Yeah.
You know, I hear this. Talk about this up on my phone, pull up YouTube, and listen to these songs.
Listen, he
And
he
little
was
children are talking about this.
Talking about so
he's
when
saying
I speak
serious.
about
Yeah.
these influences, not just speaking from a superficial or political point of view, like, telling you that these children speak about these things. And discuss too. Discuss too. But I ain't intervene because they want to hear. I like to hear.
Yes.
I keep up to date. That's just me. And then the parent may be like, you know, I don't want y'all speaking or watching these things.
But there's a point of intervention, though.
Yeah.
By the parent.
Yeah. When you believe that it's getting really bad, or you don't want them to get on certain road.
How do you know when it's getting bad?
You see, that's very common. You get to pull the information.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, when you hear this game, what is song name on YouTube? Oh, it's such and such. Oh, where you hear something? Dale was playing it on his tablet. Oh, all right. Tell Dale not come back tomorrow. So these are. Don't laugh.
Tell him don't come back tomorrow.
Tell him that you work more work to you work. You don't want to. You want to feel that. You son, father don't want to come at house. But when you talk about intervention, being an interventionist, you try to do it so as not to offset the whole routine of the children.
Yes.
You still want to know.
And still maintain a child.
But you're an expert in children
psychology. I want to talk on.
Yes,
I want to talk on to.
Not we are learning, no one.
I want to talk on. In regards to the intervention, right? You, as a parent, you must do your research, because if we go back to King Vaughn, right? The nefarious thing about King Vaughn is that King Vaughn lived his life and sang about his life. In his music, he committed a lot of murders, right? They called him the first rapping serial killer, and he used to rap about his deeds. So then when you're listening to his music and he's actually telling you the crimes that he commits, and these children are listening to this music, then you see how they're influenced to go and act out his life. Because at one point in time, King Vaughn was a very, very, very popular rap artist. He was very popular. Still is, even in death right now. Even in death. And when he was called, he was killed. She was shot. So he lived that life. He took life, and someone took his life in retaliation for a life that he took.
Live by the sword.
Live by the sword, you die by the sword. But he was notorious. And not only that, when you hear other rappers talk about King Vaughn, they were seriously afraid of him. He was, and when you look at him, he had a baby face. He had any mother features. He didn't look no more than probably 18 years old.
But imagine you sounding a 6-year-old child. Nothing. Listen to a man say this.
I do that, and he actually did it. So then, the intervention must come in on that. Sometimes we as parents, well, I can't even say we as parents. Sometimes y'all as parents. Sometimes y'all as parents. Y'all parents. You all just, you might hear something, and then you might like, okay, you don't pay attention to it, but you have to pay attention. You must do your research. Sometimes it's cumbersome, but the intervention must come in such a way where that you don't lose the trust of your child as well. You want your child to be able to come to you and tell you, talk to you about the things that they're listening to. Daddy, man, I got this artist I'm listening to, man. I want you to listen to this song. You know what I mean? And and Rasheed might listen to it and be like, who put this on? Who tell they don't come back tomorrow? You know what I mean?
You be like, who foolishness? Right, but they're enjoying the fantastic content.
We're still talking crime here, and in the past few minutes you've been talking about the role of parents, and particularly the father. We have an all-male panel here tonight, so let's talk about the fathers, Doc. The role of a father then in the rearing of a child. How important is that in Barbados, in a culture in which most homes have been female headed? How would you advocate for the presence of the father in the lives of young people?
I usually say that both parents are critically important in raising children. For different reasons. Because they bring different skill sets, they bring different intelligences, they bring different needs that the child have to the fore. The role.
You mean the mother brings a different role? Yeah. From the father.
And mothers, God bless their souls. We've had many single mothers raising children on their own in Barbados.
Being mother and father.
Being mother and father. But as blessed and good as a mother may be in that role and trying to be a father, she's not a father.
That was my next question.
She's not a father. She's still a mother. And there are ways women deal with things that we men, we just deal with them differently. All right, my two children, you know, when they want to talk about certain things, they'll go to mommy. They want, you know, because mommy's going to approach it differently from how I do. When they want to talk about fewer things, they'll come to daddy. Because daddy is a little more, you know, matter of fact and deal with particular matters. I'm a bit more pragmatic. You know what I mean? So when they need a softer approach, no matter, they will go to mommy.
Dale, this is a very sensitive topic. Can a mother be a father?
Honestly speaking, no.
No.
However, mothers played very good roles because I grew up in a single mom home.
Right.
So my mom did a fantastic job.
Yes.
I believe that if my father was present, maybe it could have been
It would have been
further,
different.
faster.
Okay.
Reason being because when
what does the father bring then that a mother cannot?
When you are 13, 14, and you want...
That's the critical age.
That's the critical age.
Yes.
That's the third
A boy at 13, 14.
Correct. So we got to look at
he can go in any direction.
The first 7 years of a child life is important.
Yes.
The second 7 is also important.
Yes.
So in that second 7, and you're dealing with boys, they will then look to outside influences and then pick up behaviors.
Yes.
So if I see Rasheed drinking, so no dad at home.
So he goes beyond the mother. Correct. And he's looking for a male role model.
Right. Because I can't have certain conversations with mommy like you, mommy. I'm
interested
in this girl. However, you know, I can't have that conversation with mommy. I might say, "Man, Rasheed, what you think?" Or "Doc, what you think?" And then those older guys, either on the block, through the gap.
Yes.
Those older guys.
Male influences. Whether positive or negative. Male influence. So a boy looks for that male influence?
All the time.
Naturally. He does?
All the time. Because you're going to find it. Mommy going outside. You're going outside and you let me with older guys.
Yes.
Because then you want to fit in.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you go to the barber shop. More fellas again. And you listening to the grown-up conversation in the barber shop.
Right.
Then let's say your mom working on shift work. You have to, you know, commute by yourself. You're on the public van and then you realize, yo, this conductor here look clean, boy. My man in jails on, 2 big zest chains on. My man look nice. So then I go want to okay, no mafia. And every time I see my man, I show him my man because he is sending that image.
Yes.
And then well put together by 2 big gold chains.
And if you see the girl showed me too,
and all the girls showed him my man Damien now. I can see you at 13 I looking at the Damien.
Yeah.
I want to be like Damien.
He look clean.
He look clean.
Clean.
And I know Damien now might not have, you know, good qualities. Damien drinks, smoke, pop pills. Damien do all of that.
But the external image, he look clean.
He look clean.
Really the right things.
You know, so and then we also have the influence from music. So Damien Ring, there's zest,
Fresh Jordan,
fresh jazz, and then you know you have the artist singing this music.
Yes.
So a point was going to make, I wanted to make as it relates to Rasheed when he spoke about the entertainers. When you write a song and you get that $80,000 royalty check by singing violence,
yes,
and then you sing a motivational song and you get a $15,000 check.
Done with
royalties.
Yes.
What are you gonna do? That's
done with that.
Yeah.
You're done with that.
You have a mortgage, one in Miami, one in Barbados, the chains ain't cheap, you flying private, you have an expensive lifestyle.
Supposing like our parents and grandparents, you can cut and contrive and live on the modest amount.
There's no such thing like cut and contrive in this day.
They're gonna sing more gun violence.
That.
So like Rasheed was saying, if we can prop up conscious music, support conscious music, we can counteract that. Because conscious artists don't get the benefits that these other guys get.
All right, we've done music. Let us come back. Rasheed, I saw your response when I asked Dale if a mother can father. And I think you were over there saying no.
My answer, I would echo what Dale said, that I don't think a mother can be a father. And Dale approached the question very, very properly, thoroughly, properly also because a mother can't be a father, but as she's a single parent, she has to pick up the slack.
What does she do?
She got to become what she's not or try to be. Now, the discussion was focusing around me.
Yes.
Regardless of the situation you're in, a man normally is dominant, right? We got in a relationship or outside a relationship, a woman we have some.
How does he manifest this dominance? Because you're running into the feminist now.
You see him example that I was giving, but you're looking clean, looking sort of weird, the attraction. So even in barbershop, you can talk about certain things that, you know, mommy may not want you to talk about. You know, if you go with your father may let's say the beer, you know, or let's say the brandy, you know, mommy will never let you do certain things. So there's a certain let when you got a father in your life, there's certain things you get to do. And your father get to show you and explain to you and experience, right? So a mother juggling both parts, she won't be able to give that specific attention in the child's development.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that she cannot be a father as well, but there's some natural idiosyncrasies about a father that a female just can't imitate.
So a boy will go out there looking for a father, whether he does it consciously or subconsciously.
Yes,
he will go in search of that male father figure. Yes,
it's a natural unless he's
all right.
sweet.
Okay.
Right. So you'll be naturally attracted to the male dominant.
It's okay.
Characteristics.
Okay.
Daughters as well too.
Well, we are on crime, and crime is male dominant. So let's stay with the boys. I know. They say the girls are
getting into it
as well, but I wanted to come to this issue of young men. I think the police top brass released some figures recently. The past few days, 390 something teenagers have been charged. I disclosed in Parliament that there are 80 teenagers in prison, some for violent crimes. How deep is this crisis, Damien? With those numbers. And we're talking here violent crime.
Those are heartbreaking numbers. Those are heartbreaking numbers because those are individuals that are lost in a system that we may never get back. We may never get it back.
Here we are talking about retrieval.
Yeah, retrieval, especially in a situation where they've already programmed in their mind they want their criminal CV to look attractive to a boss, or they just want to build a repertoire of somebody as a bad boy. And that's the lifestyle that they want to live. You know, they would do a murder, they would snatch a chain, they might, you know, hustle drugs or traffic drugs. That is the lifestyle that they want to live. So we are now finding ourselves in a situation where that we are actually losing our youth to the fast lifestyle, the allure of it. And if it's further perpetrated in the music, seeing that obviously they listen to this music and they want to emulate that lifestyle, you can see where their influences lie. For me now, going back to that question with whether a mother can be a father, obviously not. I laugh sometimes when I see Father's Day come around and I see women, they put the post and they say, well, happy Father's Day to me because I'm both mother and father, which is all in your right to say that. But at the end of the day, a woman cannot be a father because a male influence is needed. And for me personally, when I do my self-introspection, my trouble started when my father left the household, because then now I started to act out, and then the individuals who were teachers at the time reacted to my acting out, and then I built up this distrust not only of authority. I built up this distrust of everybody, whether they were male, female, dog, cat. I didn't want to hear you because you're coming to tell me something that I don't want to hear. So you find yourself as a young man now, who don't want to trust the authority, because you would think that a teacher should be somebody that should reach out to you. But when that teacher closes the door on you, and then the individual now who is the boss or the don on the block come in, little man, you know, he already look attractive, as we say, he got on the J's, he got on the zest gold, he got the clothes and stuff like that, and he call you in, and and he show a little interest in you, he give you a little weed to smoke, and he give you a little, you holding sand, you got sand to eat, man, come and hold this $50, man, I'm gonna buy a little food, you understand me? And then he can work on you, he can heal you up, make you feel important, and then he might show you, so come in, man, hold that chain, or I got a job here though, but I ain't got no boy that willing to do it. You will do it for me. You roped in again, give $1,000. You know what I mean? And you're gonna do the job.
Yeah.
And then you come back now successful. You do it successfully. So then now you tell yourself, well, your rank going up. You is somebody that I could depend on, because the statistics show the government has these statistics, you know, in their criminal research and implemented. They have these statistics that most of the incarcerated men now, they say that they've been recruited between the ages of 10 and 19, right? And some even younger than that. A small population younger than 10 have been recruited into gangs. Right. So then you see where you're losing your young men. So I'm not surprised that we are numbers close to 400 teens being charged. That is a heartbreaking number, because easily that could have been any one of us.
Yeah.
I mean, our situation. That could have been me in that same statistic, if not for the set of circumstances and the family that I had. I was able to get out of that. But so much of our young men they're not getting the assistance that they need to pull them back.
And that's where we got to the fight. That's from zero.
Yeah, it is quite frightening though to hear you say that it is.
But I want to defend the women.
Yes.
Right? Let me just give the other side. Some women can be fathers, but there's some fathers who are not fathers.
True. Yes.
Right?
True that.
Yes. Some fathers who are not fathers.
Read Bajum Bay there for us, Rasheed.
Mother can raise a boy, but can't
teach him to be a man. Bajum Bay, that is 100% correct.
And
I just make
Damien was talking about teachers. He mentioned teachers just now. And we've talked about the absence of the father in the home. Let's go to the schools. And we're still on crime and the influences. And a lot of complaints have been made about the absence of male teachers. How serious a problem is that? The absence of male teachers in the system?
Particularly in the primary school.
Yes.
System,
yes.
So there are more in secondary school, but primary school is critical. First 7 overlap, middle 7 years. The fact male teacher in primary school is almost an endangered species in Barbados right now. And it is. I think back to an experience I'm aware of where, like, the boys at a particular school. Primary school. This is primary school. Where there would have been a number of female teachers and only one male teacher. The boys would, they're boys, so they want to play. For example, they want to play, and if they didn't bring an extra shirt to school, they couldn't play because their sweat would offend the sensitivities of the female teacher.
Yeah, really?
Like, for real, they couldn't play. You don't have an extra shirt to change into. So that's just one example. I said males provide a different influence, an anchoring influence, and of course, as Rasheed said, there are males that don't do their job, as fathers the way they should. But when a man is present and function the way he's supposed to, he's a positive anchoring influence for the children in that space, whether it is in the home as a father, whether it's a male figure in primary school. And I remember, the boys at that particular school really gravitated towards that one male teacher, right? Because he was a saving grace, a space for them. Not that the females were bad, but it's like he understood. He understood. In the secondary system, there are more males around, but still more females than male. Obviously, there are complicated reasons. There are men who may not be interested in teaching at the primary level. So I suspect that is a big part of it. But all that we could attract more men in the primary system to teach and be that positive influence on young boys, many of whom are growing up without a father in the home. So wherever you can get that positive male influence, it would be very, very helpful. And as we said, we have lost a lot of men to violence. We have lost a lot of men to incarceration, not in a position to assist. So the task is great on those men who aren't involved in activities to be there for as many young boys in a healthy, holistic way as much as possible.
There are young men, though, and grown men who will tell you, look, I made it without a father. I made it with just a mother. And there are mothers who will tell you that, look, I raised him without a father. And
we're in a different era now. The external, the external influences, in the early 80s, 70s, 80s, very different from where they are now, 2020.
I see.
You have more pull taking
Yeah.
you in the other direction.
Yes.
You know,
more
a
negative
ship without a
influences.
motor, you know, a boat without a motor will go where the tide's taking.
Yes. Well, listening to Rasheed and Dale, you are right. There's a greater pull of negative forces against.
And it is
your
really
voice.
hard without a motor, without a strong positive influence taking you, a power source taking you in a particular direction. It is really hard to go against the tide. Human behavior isn't known for wanting to be different. You want to fit in, you want to do what everybody else seems to be doing.
Yes.
It requires, you know, deliberate input to go in the opposite direction.
You know what?
The system set up to fail. The system is set up for us to fail. Us.
Boys.
The reason why I say that.
I just heard the
I just heard the statistics. So when you commit a crime, you get bail. You commit a serious crime and you get bail. What is the next step for you? You back in the same environment.
Well, that has been happening. Call it recidivism. There's nowhere to go. You go right back to another crime.
You're going right there.
You beat the bail system. Well, you beat the detention system. You get bail, and you're on the street again.
Back on the street. The reason why I brought that up, a guy we grew up together, very talented guy.
No name, please.
Yeah, for sure. And we went two different directions. I pursued hospitality. He pursued the street. So he committed a serious crime, murder. He came home. When he came home, I then got him employed at one of my restaurants. You know, I employed him. I trained him. Same age.
That was nice of you.
You know, I employed him. I put him as a bar porter. He worked and he was doing really well. And then something happened that triggered him. In a bad behavior, nothing at all. Drank alcohol, fell asleep, got dismissed off the job, and then went back to the street. I switched employment.
What age were you at?
I was around 20, 25,
25, and he was obviously the same age. Yes.
Then I hired him again, and I hired him again. I heard it 3 different times at 3 different locations. Reason being, I always see the good. You know, because I believe that was a life that could have been saved.
Yes.
And may God rest his soul. You know, he was killed.
Wow.
So I'm saying he did time. He came out. What are the systems in place to help all of these at-risk youth and young men?
Right, and to follow up for you systems that place, right?
Yes, Rasheed.
And just to tell you, anyway, the point that was being made about recidivism, right? No, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's already the youth liaison system scheme. There's already the family planning unit. There's the probation department. There's the welfare department, right? We have social services available that they need a serious injection of resources for them to function at the level that we would like to function at. Let me give you a case in point, because we do a lot of family as well, maintenance and custody.
Good.
So you would get situations where you got the mother, or can't pay any maintenance, or you got the father, he wanted access. Those two, I would call them magnetic positions, pull the child in one direction.
Yes.
And it compounds with the negativities, like influence of music and what's not, compounds the situation. Because sometimes, and that's why when you mention the point about a father being a mother, right? Sometimes even if a woman tries to be rational, the emotions pour through irrationality. So you may find a situation where
that's a stereotype. You don't think both males and females are equally emotional?
I've seen some very emotional men in these matters, to tell the truth.
In my profession, I just speaking from my experience, right? I find males are more compromising, whereas
you sleep on it with glasses.
Let me say a magistrate or judge order $100 in maintenance. Me and me not get that, but let me see if on the female side she probably asking for 100. The magistrate says 75. Now you can spend the whole day in court arguing for that $25. Not that you get some and try to battle for the rest, but even if it's $5,
I want to interject this question.
Personally,
not personally. Do you think men can cry?
Yeah. I've seen men cry before.
And do you think there's anything wrong with it?
Not
we were talking about emotions.
Yeah, see, men cry.
If a man cries, does it speak of emotional weakness?
No, because sometimes men cry to let off the frustration rather than being severely.
So crying is not weakness. Crying on the part of a man.
Crying is not weakness on the part of a man.
Okay,
It's an avenue, it's an outlet to release some of these emotions you have. Because women are known for conversations and expressing the emotions over what happened today. This is what happened today, step by step. Men, we concede our emotions. We don't really have best friends that we divulge all our information to. We don't get into circles and discuss but we meet somebody last night and you make sure everything. No, men, we
don't have a support system, basically.
Correct. And some men choose not to because we like to be macho. We like to be macho. So men don't always have that outlet. But sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you become a frustration and emotion. You will let up some tears. Right?
So where does this thing begin, Doc, coming to you, about men not crying, men not showing emotions? Are boys taught by their parents not to cry?
Yeah.
I mean, you lash your son at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he's balling.
Historically, that has been the case.
Right. Is there some age at which he is told, look, you don't cry. If you cry, they're going to think of you as less than.
Because, like the other panelist said, I do not at all believe that crying is a sign of weakness. Better get it out than let it explode.
True that.
You know, where you can't bottle it in anymore, and then there's some outburst that is out of proportion.
Yeah, but
whatever the particular incident
your
was.
17-year-old son goes to school and he's hanging out with his male friends and he breaks down, start crying. What kind of reaction is he going to get?
Context. Need context there. Need context there. But you know, boys will be taught, you know, crying doesn't make you less of a male, less of a man. No, it does not.
But
society teaches
that's my point. Well, not to express emotion.
Not to express emotion. And
we have to learn appropriate expression of emotions. You know, and everything is situational. But certainly the alternative of bottling it all in. You feel hurt over something. You fight back those tears. You feel hurt. You're in a situation, you're in a space where you don't want persons to see you crying. A man who continues to do that repeatedly is more likely to have an inappropriate outburst at some point down the road. Right? We are not robots. We are not rock stone. You know, we are human beings. Emotional, you know, emotions are a part of who we are, and we have to teach our boys appropriate expression. Hence the role, you know, the importance of the role of a father or a father figure in the lives of our young men, because it's difficult for a mother or a female auntie to teach that to a boy, not having gone through the boy emotions, the testosterone drive to want to climb here and go there and do this and do that. And on another time, somebody says something that hurt you. How do you respond to that? Boys get hurt too.
Yeah.
But they're taught to keep it in.
And that's why I was mentioning earlier about the family planning services. If you could give these departments some more resources, right? They could do some more interjecting in these single parent situations. Whereas you could I don't want to use the word conditioning, but you could at least have a therapeutic session.
Yes.
Right? Just because Magistrate Clark, when he was St. Matthias, he had a very good system, right? The probation officer, you were going to see but you will go see him first before you actually have the hearing.
Yes.
And by the time you get the hearing, the parties have agreed on maintenance, but they have an agreed position for no. So it's just instead of taking a hard and fast situation, you put some more resources in the family planning unit, youth liaison scheme, because we're trying to help the youngsters. And because let me say we got 5 or 6 criminal court sitting tomorrow. We're just using an example. Each court hearing 5 or 10 or 20 cases tomorrow, right? 5 judges, 5 persons plead guilty. You order a pre-sentencing report. That's 5 pre-sentencing reports on Wednesday tomorrow, right? On Thursday, when another 5 people plead guilty, that's another 5. On Friday, after another, we're just using
Hypothetically.
So it's piling up.
Yeah.
So by the time, let me say by Monday morning, how much welfare officers or probation officers you think we got?
Yeah.
Right? The average time for a pre-sentence report, PSR, is 6 weeks. That's average time.
For one.
For one, but really, it's really them come months after.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's what we're saying. You need to, if you're trying to really help society in combating these negativities, you got to put the resources there.
Right.
We got some way the economy got to feel it, but if you really want to help this generation, you got to direct. You got to direct all these resources there. The mentality is not a nuclear family anymore where you get married and then you got children. That's not the mentality right now.
This is something that was addressed at great length in the DLP's Commission on Crime and is in that report on a blueprint to the nation, including how or the ways we can rationalize spending, the ways we can access funding to be able to fund the kind of measures that Rasheed is speaking about. But it's absolutely necessary. We have to approach this from very broad base. There's no singular cause or there's no singular solution as far as addressing crime. But yeah, that was something that was looked at in great detail, including the funding and their tremendous proposals in there that certainly the party, the DLP in government has a blueprint to work with.
Yes.
And you absolutely have to address all areas so that it isn't just about more police on the streets.
Right. Dr. Derek Aline was here last week and he was saying that there are not enough social workers in the system and that the ones who are coming out of KFIL aren't going to find, they're unlikely to find jobs, and that is a crisis within the system. So your point on social services, Rasheed, is well taken, that we need to strengthen the social services as one of the ways towards resolving the issue of crime. So it's not jobs alone, but strengthening the social services, counseling, mentoring. And I see the school perhaps as a social service as well, strengthening the schools.
Yes, that is a top point, comrade leader. What you say that is where you have the grouping, the biggest grouping of children in one spot.
Yes,
and that's where you could or when they went to
the age when you can influence them. Yes,
because when they went to the court, I probably had a greatest counsel, right?
Well, you're a CP man.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
Long distance runner. They have a traditionally long distance running.
But what I'm saying is you could embed a department or officer of the social services at the school to tackle things like early childhood sexual deviant behavior.
Yes.
Right. Early van culture behavior.
Yes.
These are where once you got the person on the ground, this is where they can interject at the time.
Right.
Not after you do something and then you're going to present it to report. You got to interview the mother, the father. Oh, they used to do this when they was young. No. You get them at first form. You see the gangs in trouble. You as the person, you assess them or here, direct them to here, or you involve the family planning unit, certain things like that. You hit them at an early age. I was saying social services and physical training and education. Because, one thing we had came out, we were speaking about life and nutrition and obesity and stuff like that. I think we were talking about the sweet drink tax and whatnot, right?
Yes.
So I was saying the counterbalance to increasing the taxes on sweet drinks is to focus, have a subconscious focus on health and healthy lifestyle and healthy living.
Doc gave us an education on sweet drinks a few programs ago. You remember that?
Yes.
The spike in sugar and
Correct. I was here on this panel as well.
Yes, good. Good.
And the thing is, the importance of intervening at school. I mean, children going now 3+, or 4+, still the case law, but many children going at 3+. That is over the course of that child's primary school life, and early intervention is so key in any area. Deal with any problem, medical, social, doesn't matter. I mean, we have children in the school system for almost 6,500 hours. 6,500 hours, yes. They're at school. That's a lot of time, if properly used. It's more than maths and English and reading and so on. Given the nature of problems in society today, we do have to look at the social aspect of these children and put the appropriate resources in place to help cater to the various issues that they that they have, that is a lot of hours.
More
For
waking
children-
hours in school than at home.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to follow on, you get more attention at school. You ever hear a teacher say, well, I'm a parent? Or
You and I know, Rasheed, they are a parent.
Yes.
Local parentis.
Local parents, but
Yeah.
some like to separate the fact that they're the teacher.
Mhm.
The parenting should be done at home.
Yeah, I've
Right.
heard a bit of that in recent times.
But I agree with that. The parenting should be done at home.
Mhm.
But because the environment we live in now, you may have got, for my situation as an attorney, I do station visits, so my time is taken up. So sometimes I may not be home on the evening to do homework with the children. Right? But sometimes she does cakes. So as she's home, she may not even be there with the children to at least do the homework or whatever.
Yeah.
So parenting should be done at home, but we're in an economy now that we can't parent, we gotta work
Precisely.
to pay bills.
It's true.
Damien is a teacher, a parent away from home. Difficult question.
Well, as
We only know the legal answer that
Yeah.
a teacher's relationship with a child is that of a parent away from
and
home. The child's parent away from home.
and I can tell you for somebody that, as for myself, who briefly was a teacher, right?
Oh, you taught?
Yeah, I
You were in
taught
secondary or primary?
secondary,
Good.
physical education.
Uh-huh.
No, you're not technically a parent, but your job, I felt like if I was a father, if there's 700 children in the school, I felt like if I was a father for all of them, because then most of them will come to you, and even at certain times when you're interacting with them, sometimes they might slip and call you daddy, right? So you find yourself in situations where these same children are coming to you with their problems. I've had children come and confide to me about their situation at home. I've had young females come and confide to me about the boyfriend that is twice their age that hits them.
Yeah.
And you try
They would
to
tell you it's a teacher?
they would tell me, and then you try
But
to.
they're making you a parent then,
They're making
whether
you,
you like it or not.
and the first thing I ask them is, well, did you tell your parent? Do you need to tell your parent about this? And it's like, I can't go to my parent, because the first thing my parent is going to do, she's going to get the belt.
Lashes, yeah.
You understand me? What you doing with a man at that age? You understand me? And it then no perpetuates the cycle of that. They can't go to the parents. You understand me? They come and confide in me, and I say, well, I need to act, and they don't want me to act. You get me? But then you have to try and find the balance now to get that child out of that situation itself. You understand me? Even if you have to go and confront the individual, or it is to a point now where you say, you know what, this is untenable, we have to get the authorities involved. You cannot be in this situation anymore, because the situation that you're in is wrong, and it should not be happening, because this person groomed you, they're taking advantage of you, and they're abusing you. You understand? We don't want to put you in a situation where that you find yourself as a teenage mother, and you are permanently attached to this individual.
And your father's an old man.
Yeah, you understand me? But not just an old man, but that person is attached to you for the length of the life of that child that you bore to them. So you're going to have that interaction with them forever, basically. So yes, to me, they teachers adopt this stance that I'm not the parent. Parenting should happen from home, and ideally you would want that to happen, but that is not the reality on the ground. It's not the reality.
But that would work. The reason why I take that point, right? Because see, my lady is a teacher. Right?
No, you go on.
My lady is a teacher, right? So I know for sure that I'd be trying to be a parent to 25 to 30 children. That is overwhelming.
Listen,
because every child will have different emotions, different story. You may even hear a story that may make you cringe. That you may not even listen to the rest of the children, but you listening to this one story. So for the teachers, you can't expect the teachers to teach and still be a parent. I am against that. Yes, you may come to situations where you may have some situations where you try to be a parent, but that's how most of our teachers are being burnt too. And a lot of these children are very unruly as well. Right? So to be a parent to be a parent to an unruly child is a lot. To be a parent to 20 unruly children, you may just take how we built one is this or You know, like where is there a built-up explosion?
And I tell people, listen to me. Teachers, to be a teacher, it is a calling. It is a very important job because teachers touch on each and every single individual who's going to be a contributing member in society.
Yes.
As a teacher, you might teach the next prime minister. You might teach the next doctor that's going to save someone's life. You're going to mold that individual into the person that they need to be in life to be contributing. So if you, I am so conflicted because I went into teaching wanting to help those that can help themselves, especially where I didn't receive that particular help from the teachers that I thought that I should have gotten. Now that in retrospect and looking back and say, yo, the teachers treat me real rough at school though. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to go in with that mindset. But it is a very, very draining. It's draining psychologically. More than increase in pay. More than increase in pay. There were days that I got up, right? I got up knowing I had the students that I like to work with. And then there were these students, right? There were these students that I was like, oh God, I got this class today. Yeah, I got this class today. Yeah. And then not only on top of that, I had to deal with the teachers who I felt when I had no right in the school at all, because if you're just in it for the money, you need to get out. So then you fight in a losing battle. You fight in a battle with individuals, and then most of the time you was the only person. You understand? You was the only person that telling yourself, I come in to fight for these children. The other people that came in before you, that came in with the same mindset, they're gonna get beat down. They get beat down through the system. The say, you know what, I just come in and draw my salary, and that is it.
Because mentally they're not passionate about the job. If you subbing for 2 or 3 years, or 10 years maybe, and you go over to another job to supplement your income, knowing that if you get cash at this next job, you can lose your current job. You know what I mean? Like there's things like that then you still want to borrow a mortgage. To get a mortgage, you gotta be permanent. You know, then you gotta fight for you. You get
appointment.
You gotta fight for your appointment, and then if you get a point this year, you get your appointment. Then 3 years down the road, and then you gotta fight for that back pay for the last 3 years.
And
you understand?
And to show you through all of that, you know who's the biggest losers? The children. The children is the biggest losers. So
Dale kind of good. Sorry. Kind of good teacher taught a child out of crime.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Yeah.
I believe that we have some very good teachers right now. However, the system make it very difficult for these teachers to really the students. One, discipline is not in the school.
When you say discipline, you mean flogging?
Oh shoot!
I get flogged.
You agree with flogging?
Oh, boy.
Honestly?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask every one of the 4 of you here. What's your position? You're pro flogging. You believe that? You believe that when you send your child to school, somebody in that school has the authority to flog your child?
2 lashes from the behind, or she 2 lashes from the behind.
Rasheed, you
I disagree.
You don't support flogging of children in school?
I don't support
corporal punishment, right? You don't.
I don't.
Right.
Because
neither at home nor in the school.
No, at home that decision
is yours.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when you send your child to school, you don't want anybody flogging that child.
No, I prefer other alternatives. That's what we hear.
Right. So you're against corporal punishment in schools.
As there's other alternatives, I would suggest it.
Don't be afraid to say it. You're against it.
I'm against corporal punishment.
Absolutely.
Listen, I got my tear caps. and the principals who beat me one morning, right? And he might be hurt. So years after it was at court, he said, no, at court. I said, sir, you was a bit young man. Guys, sir, you can remember that morning. You could have kept me.
And you were a lawyer then?
At court, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I said, sir, remember that morning. You catch me down you beat whole class, sir. And then you can remember you walk a tree back track and you suit that tight. And you catch everybody. I said, yes, so that mean you owe me money there for my lashes stirred right there.
Not where you are corporal punishment at school. It's a hard one for you, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Very, very, very limited circumstances. And as it stands currently, principal or a senior teacher only. very, very limited.
Principal, which is the system now, I think.
Yes,
Yeah. But in our
not the
day,
days.
as soon as
there are too many considerations that persons at the principal, senior teacher level would be aware of, and by virtue of having higher responsibility, they wouldn't do it flippantly for any and everything.
Right.
You know, I got lashes back in the day for getting spelling words wrong.
And
then I got lashes for telling the teacher, well, if I get X amount of lashes based on X amount of words and I got wrong, why isn't the other fella getting more lashes because he got more words wrong? And I got lashes for telling the teacher how to do her job.
So Rasheed, you're against. Dale, you're for. So
What for? Like your doc said.
The doc says for.
For me, what's the principle?
Damien, you have to hold up your head and take a position. This is 3-1 or 2-all.
So okay, so to answer this question, right, I'm going to refer to the good book.
Yes, you go there.
Spare the rod and
Spoil the child. I don't think that's in the Bible though.
But anyhow, right? Because I was led to believe that is what it is. But anyhow,
the Bible does talk about foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction.
But you come back on that one, another program.
What I've noticed though is that, and this is personal for me. I feel free to disagree. When
you would take some licks in school.
I've taken licks.
No, not you personally. Your principal position is that the child can get some at school.
Yes, and
that's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Rasheed, you by yourself. Among the 4 of you.
But I don't mind. Reason being right. This is my reason.
I'm going to let you finish though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Because this is my personal position, and as I said, feel free to disagree. But this is what I've noticed. I felt that from the time they took corporal punishment out of school and did not have a viable alternative to corporal punishment, that is where we start to lose a lot of our youth, and they became more disrespectful to individuals in school. Because I can tell you something.
Indiscipline, according to you, is related to the lack of corporal punishment.
Yes, because if you're going to take corporal punishment out of school altogether, what is the alternative to corporal punishment?
Can you beat crime out of a fella?
You can't beat it. You can't beat it. But if you have maybe some form of reinforcement that steers them away, you understand me? So not even like steer them away, but just deter them from that track altogether.
Some people may tell you that the boys who got coming to you, Doc, that some of the boys who got into crime were the ones who were beaten worse at school, who were flogged most at school. Yes, Doc.
Yeah, there's someone who will that view, violence leads.
Violence begets violence, precisely.
Violence. I mean, the aim of any form of punishment, for whatever the infraction is, in addition to you commit to some infraction and you're being punished for, it should be to direct person toward change in behavior. You have to look at who's in front of you. I remember in the supermarket one day, and I saw a mother give a little girl, she looks more than 5, 6. Couple taps for something the girl did. I didn't see what the child did, but I do remember hearing the child say, "That hurt me." And I see children get.
This was a girl.
Yes, that hurt me. Right?
Say this.
You have to look at what get your child's attention, so that I look how it was done back in the day. Where it was lashes for everything. And then you crying, what are you crying for? Let me give you something to cry for.
Yeah.
It was lashes for everything. I'm not about that. I don't want to be in that.
Yeah.
You have to look at what gets your child's attention.
And
I tell you, so for many children nowadays, even primary school, taking that cell phone away will hurt far more than 2 times.
Yeah.
So you have to look at what gets your attention.
Somebody said they wanted my view. No, I don't believe in. Look. You hit your children and you feel so badly afterwards. And the worst part, we do it, we get angry. And the worst part of the violent interaction is when you see the fear on the child's face. Your child, when that child, you're over that child and you're about to lash. Fear. That hurts me. I am against it. We do it.
That's 2, 3 then.
Yeah, that's 2, 3.
I was actually going to tack on to that fear point, right? Because as unfortunate and probably not the correct view, right? Fear as a motivator.
Yes.
It gets results, right? Fear as a motivator. I know a particular little boy that's in my life. He has no concept of fear when it comes to licks. None whatsoever. He's a sweet little boy. But, sometimes sometimes he just does things, and you have to speak to him over and over and over and over and over and over and over, but he doesn't get any licks, and he has no concept of fear. And as unfortunate as it is, because you don't want your child to be fearful, but I find that fear is probably it is the greatest motivator when it comes to getting results out of somebody. And unless you can find something else to get the results that you want.
I come to you, Dale. I was amused by the doc's reaction. I was so curious as to what was going through Doc's mind. Yes, Dale.
Right now in this climate, right, the teachers have a very hard task. First off. Second, parents have an extremely hard task.
Yes.
Especially one, cost of living high. So these parents have to work 2 and 3 jobs. There's no parental guidance when these children get home. And then 3, if your child leave your house, you caught your child, boy or girl, doing something, that child walk out. You notify the police, you notify the child care board. The response from the police and the child care board, they would say, oh, they can't charge the child for wandering because it came off the books 36 months ago. So you have children, teenagers right now, don't have no respect for parents because when you leave the house, the only way the police is going to get that problem right before you go file a missing bulletin. So when you look at Barbados today, you see so many young teenagers missing. Why is this? Because the parents can discipline them.
Right. By discipline, you mean lash them.
Correct. If the parents discipline them, child care board will fly up on them.
Oh, there.
Then if the children get disciplined at school, it's not a problem. The children getting to wear hair, all kinds of hairstyles. The children witnessing conductors and drivers disrespecting police.
Yes, I wanted to come to the police, but that's another program.
You know, so for me now, how are we gonna help these young people right now?
How are we going to?
You know, so like we need to put, if we don't want to do flogging, we need to put a boot camp system in place like the youth service. Example, youth service don't believe in hitting at all. But you want to rise at 4.
So if you don't rise at 4, you would take a beating?
No, you gotta do push-ups.
Oh, I see. If you saw me smiling, it's because I was remembering what parents used to tell the child, I can beat that out of you.
Oh, God.
You ever heard that there?
I don't do lashes.
You don't?
I do push-ups.
Really?
Yeah.
It works?
It works.
It's something called the Drew Hill now. You know the Drew Hill?
Service. Mr. Boyce will say, beat yourself.
The Drew Hill.
Drew Hill.
Is I don't know if anybody know the group Drew Hill. They got this particular dance where they just hop to one side and it eventually, so do about 50 of them there as a workout. That's what the parents in America do now. You gotta do 50 Drew Hills.
The parents do that?
In America, yeah. To show that is because most of those parents came up in that I guess that era when Drew Hill was a group. And there's one particular music video, Tell Me, I think that is.
So that's an alternative.
That's an alternative, but the dance, it looks so quick because they're just hopping from one side.
It works
to the next. Well,
as a deterrent.
Well, when I see the videos of these children doing this particular dance, move from one side to the next, you got to do it about 100 times. It seems to get the results for the parents. Because I mean, when your legs tired and you're tortured, you're basically right. They're not hitting them.
So
they're saying, do 50 Drew Hills for me, and apparently it works.
Yeah. Rasheed, you had a very strong view out there in response to something you heard.
Yeah, and Neil mentioned the wandering, and that relates to these industrial schools. I think that was amended either earlier this year or last year, right? And when that debate was going on, they actually went and did some research on it because they think the facility was being built for the new industrial facility was being built, and the industrial act that stemmed from 1924, right? And it had been amended over 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, right? Up to the last amendment. But what he saw in that act is that it was actually legal. I can't remember the specific section, but it was legal to affect corporal punishment on some of the detainees, some of the children. So that wasn't a pre or post colonial thing where it was law to beat, obviously, little black boys, understand? So that it does. My position is historical in terms of I don't support corporal punishment because at the time it was legal to beat little black boys. You know what I'm saying?
I get you,
So
Rasheed.
in this time, stray away from the violence or the conditioning that we may have had for the last 50 years, and we like an alternative so to treat we children. Right? Because the system that was in place wasn't for us as melanated people. Right? That's where it stemmed from. That's where the school industrial act stems from. In 1924. You're gonna be in 2025. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you.
So I don't support it on the point from history, and I don't think it's the right thing to our children.
Yeah, I mean, disciplining children is complicated. As I said, not two children are the same. You know, I have two, and they can be chalk and cheese. Yes, you have to look at who's the child in front of you. You have to look at the situation. My personal take, and obviously you have to work with, like a parent hearing me now will have to work with children where they're at. Then you have different personalities. Some are more strong-willed, some are more compliant than others. Some will toe the line. Some will go just outside and see how you react and then go a little further. In the ideal world, you consider discipline, and I'm going to use the word discipline. I'm not speaking of lashes. I'm talking about trying to teach that child self-control for a purpose, for a higher purpose that you have for them down the road. Ideally, that starts from when they're in the womb. That's how serious I was with my two. Right? And from when they're born and they're in arms, you don't wait till a child gets older. And I'm not referring to beating a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old child, or a child at any age. I'm talking about how I relate to them. But the harsh reality, I speak of parents spending time with their children. Time equals influence. Influence equals discipline. You now have parents who are stuck doing 2 jobs. You spend hours in traffic. There was a day last week I spent 4 hours and 24 minutes driving children to and fro. And I'm not a taxi driver. And stuck in traffic.
How many hours?
4 hours and 24 minutes. But you have to spend time. Yeah, that was also last week. Out of Hope St. Thomas. That's another discussion.
Doc, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that.
But you have to spend time with them so that for me, I help to get my children to the point of discipline by spending time with them. And colleagues and other professionals often ask me how I did it. And for me, it requires some adjusting and juggling of our schedule as a family. But, I prioritize and said one of us has to spend significant amounts of time with our children, anchoring them. But the harsh reality in this cost of living environment, whereas one commentator said recently the cost of living in Barbados would kill a dead man. The harsh reality is that parents don't have that kind of time. Right? But you do have to spend that time with them, helping to anchor them, and particularly the younger they are, because the older a child gets, the less inclined they are to listen to their parent. That's just the reality. That's just reality. So that if you're now trying to instill some sense of discipline in the 11-year-old, for example, it isn't impossible, but it is much harder. But we do have, as a state, as a society, civic groups, put measures in place to help. We have to deal with the problem. We have a problem with discipline in society. We have to deal with it.
Gentlemen, all of you have demonstrated the excellence that is the Democratic Labour Party. You've been excellent, and I'm so proud to have been a part of this panel. I'm proud to be a part of this Democratic Labour Party that shows this quality of intelligence and reasoning and honesty in views. We have not all on everything agreed with each other. I want to thank all of you so much for coming here tonight. Perhaps next time we bring the ladies to hear the female perspective. We talked about gender here tonight. But you have to come back because we haven't touched cost of living. Doc, you touched it briefly just now. I want to talk about the relationship between the police and crime and the government, and the government's, we're still political after all, the government's relationship with the police and the government's undermining of the police service in Barbados. But thanks so very much. And I'm sure the audience enjoyed it. They tell me now we're going to go to a song. We've been really ramping up our music as a party. We talked about music earlier on, so we leave you with some music. We are coming back on Thursday, Director Ari, on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Audience, thanks so much. I'm sorry we could not read many of your letters, your comments tonight. I'm sorry about that, but the discussion here was riveting. So thanks again, gentlemen. Thanks, audience, and have a good night, and God bless you. Thank you.
Persians, hear me now. If I hear a barracuda today, I got something to say. what I see would break my heart away, nothing changed. Just a mirror frame, same corruption, just a brand new name. My people, I'm sad to say, you reaping all you sow today. The pride and industry fade away, and now we fighting to find we way. Life at two extremes, I tell you so. Hope and hunger, high and low. Poverty mixing with champagne flow, but poor man still can't grow. Suffering and celebrating, starving while them still partaking. Nations rise, time to break that spell. Stop showing contempt for yourself. Say you can't change when thieves lead the way. Corruption sweet when give us pay, and government take what poor man lay. Taxation high like mountain peak, while schools and roads still spring a leak. Them flying high, them living sleek, but poor man vice still 2 weeks. So tell me now, who you blaming? Who make the system shaming? Them raise the dead, destroy the cane. No migration needs the pain. You build leaders like decay, and now me are playing God today. Talking sweet but turn away from the people who make she laugh, she bend and smile she wear like she care, but she can't share. You think she love, you think she fair, or she trying to run you from here? Errol watching from up above. Barbadians where the unity and love we used to build, we used to fight. Now we just beg and say alright. Let we rise again, take back pride, build Barbados from inside. And I, Errol, gone back to sleep again. Errol, but I pray next time I wake, my people go rise, rise, I say. Bimshar still alive. Right. Right, right. Hey. Right, right. Boy, you sell it. Boy, you sell it. Bimshar still alive. We just need to revive. Bimshar still alive. We just need to revive.
Lift your hands, Barbados. It's a new season, a new day. Together we rise, one people, one hope, one DLP.
We've been through trials, we've been through pain, but hope is rising like the morning rain. Voices of the people, strong and true. A brighter tomorrow is waiting for you. Honest voices, standing tall, balance justice, one and all, trust restored. The people say a brand new dawn begins today. One family called, one Barbados, a place for all. Hope is rising, the vision clear. God bless this land we all hold dear. From north to south, east to west, we stand together, giving our best for justice and fairness. We answer the call, one DLP.